Lakers and was traded away after quite the public feud with Swaggy P. So, birthday boy, D'Angelo, would you like to see him with the Lakers?
No. It's simple, Skip. Only James Harden and Russell Westbrook had a higher usage rate than D'Angelo Russell. So in other words, what that tells you, Skip, he needs the ball. You're not going to get the guy that they have in Brooklyn if he's playing with LeBron James and Anthony Davis, because those two are the first and second options. This is what we know if you're the third option and you play with LeBron James. Chris Bosh was a 2010 guy in Toronto. He wasn't even close to that in Miami. Kevin Love was a 24-12, 26-11, 26-13. He wasn't even close to that in Cleveland. The third option is the guy that must sacrifice the most. D'Angelo Russell got traded after his first year. He was the second pick in the draft. People say, well, they trade you that quick, you got to be a bust. So he finds a home in Brooklyn. He reinvents himself, grows up, matures, goes to becomes an all-star, was in line to win most improved. That went to Siakam. And so now you go from that, making an all-star, becoming one of the most improved players in all of basketball, and you're going to go be a third option? Skip, he doesn't want that. Once you start to establish yourself, you want to continue that arc, that trajectory. I don't see how he does that in L.A. playing alongside LeBron and Anthony Davis. For me, if you have LeBron and Anthony Davis and you can't surround them with three more quality guys, they don't have to be stars, but three quality guys and an adequate bench and go compete for a championship, well, that tells me your coaching staff is terrible. And LeBron and Anthony Davis has failed. You don't need D'Angelo Russell. And he's not going to be a good fit. He's ball dominant. He needs the ball. LeBron needs the ball. Anthony Davis can play off the ball, but he needs the ball also, Skip. To maximize what he does. Lakers, just because you got the cap space and you can sign one of these guys, because D'Angelo Russell's salary would fall right in line, $27,250,000. They would have $27,300,000 in cap space. No.
That's if Anthony Davis says, I waive my $4 million trade kicker.
Hold on.
And that's still undone as far as I know.
Did you see the cast for Space Jams 2?
I did not.
You know who's in it?
No, I did not.
Anthony Davis is one of the characters.
So?
Yeah, so
he waives?
We'll give him for a day's work. We'll give him like $12 million for a day's work.
Well, you could do that.
Yeah.
Okay. Could be a salary cap violation, but
what we do off the court, they got nothing to do with it. The Warner Brothers cutting these checks, not the NBA, not the Lakers. They got nothing to do with that.
So LeBron does run Clutch Sports, you're saying?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying Anthony Davis. Skip, look, when you go work on a movie, I don't know, you worked in a movie, but you've done some TV work.
I've done some movie work. I've been in several.
Okay, so you know how this works.
Yep. Nobody paid me $12 million to be in the movie. I don't know about you.
Well, if you had given some money back, they would have said, well, here, Skip, this is how we're going to get it back to you.
Okay.
I did that.
So there are two sides to this sword. And I'm going to take the Lakers side before I take the Nets side. For the Lakers, I cannot think of a worse fit for LeBron James than D'Angelo Russell. Not a worse fit out there than this kid, bringing him back to the scene of his quote-unquote crime on Nick Young, and we'll talk about that in just a second, but I just don't know if you grow up and grow out of that one. And number two, to your point, next year, for sure, LeBron James has to be the starting point guard for your Los Angeles Lakers, because as he enters year 17, he needs to stay all forward. You need the ball in your hands because he is still the best passer in basketball. I say it again and again to you. Nobody has better vision right now than LeBron James does in this game. He is still the best passer of this era, and he can still do that. What's he going to be next year, 35?
35.
Okay. So
in December.
You can keep doing that at a higher level than you can going down low and banging with people, posting people up. After a while, the body can take only so many shots. But you don't need D'Angelo out on the perimeter with the ball in his hands, because where's LeBron going to go? What's he going to do? Go stand in the corner and wait and take off several plays a game where he just doesn't even play offense?
Right.
Well, Kyrie worked with LeBron because, as you know, Kyrie's actually more of a 2 than a 1.
Correct.
So even in the days of Kyrie, LeBron opted for 1 a lot more than he opted for 2 or 3 to me. So D'Angelo doesn't fit here. And I was surprised at Magic's quote because Magic, when he dumped him, when he got rid of D'Angelo, he was hard on him, right?
Yes, he was.
And then yesterday I'm reading the quotes. Now he's talking to D'Angelo. Now he's ready. He's much more mature. I said the only thing, he was immature back then. He could always score, but the guys would never play with him because of what he did with the Nick Young video. But now all those guys are gone, and he's on another level now. Well, now Magic's back to being Laker ambassador. Oh, it's all peace and love. Everything's going to be okay. I don't think it's going to be okay. And just to me, and you and I think, talked about this when it happened. At least we have. We've referred to it, but he secretly videotaped Nick Young while they're in a hotel room, just kind of sitting on the bed, just talking life, right?
Right.
And Nick Young's just kind of bearing his soul, and he reveals a detail involving I think she was his fiance, then Iggy Azalea, which blew that relationship apart.
Yeah.
And he posted it. He posted it. What are you doing? You posted that? How could you do that? What would possess you? What would provoke you to even think about, I think I'll just do him in? Because of what?
I have no idea.
What's your motive?
But we'd had to move some furniture.
I'd say you'd have to move some furniture, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, come on.
To think about this. I mean, guys and ladies and gentlemen at home, just think about you sitting around and you're chewing the fat. That's what we call it down south. We're chewing the fat.
Yeah.
And you know what? We're talking. You know, you with your girl Jay, you talking. All of a sudden, she start talking about some things that she might have done.
Some things.
And you hit record. That's not enough. You post it.
Yeah, if you just had it, like I don't know what you do with it. You had something on.
What did you? First of all, Skip, you got to whip him because you believe he did it to try to get at her. Now you know that's off limit. We boys, you can't holler. You can't talk to that. So I got to whip him just because of that. Then I got to whip him because he broke the code of violate. Yeah, I got to whip him. Magic was right. See, but Magic is looking at it now as a fan. Oh, he's matured. Magic Johnson, the general manager, would have never let him come back in.
Nope, he would not.
No.
That's over and done.
Yeah.
Once you step across that line, I don't think you can step that one back.
No. And D'Angelo, he needs to be where he can handle the ball, have the ball in his hands, and be himself. You're never gonna get the D'Angelo Russell that you saw in Brooklyn last year that made the All-Star. You're never gonna see that with Anthony Davis and LeBron James because he just will not have the ball enough in order to showcase what he can do.
So he gets shipped out to New Jersey. Nobody's expecting anything from New Jersey, and especially from him. And all of a sudden, in the relative shadows, he had a nice year.
Right.
He had his breakout year, if you want to go to 21 points a game and 7 assists a game, both career highs.
Right.
And to your point, he was on that plane. He was in the discussion of
most improved.
He'll never be more than just a pretty good NBA player to me. I was never a fan of his. You can go back and look it up before his draft, and I'm less of a fan now. And it drives me nuts to read stories about, well, now the Nets are trying to decide, should they take Kyrie or it's like it's become one or the other, Kyrie or D'Angelo.
Right.
Because D'Angelo fit in the chemistry last year.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
He's one of these guys now. You know, they're all unified.
It would be an easy decision for me. I would keep D'Angelo Russell.
You would?
I would.
Boy, I would.
Knowing what I know about Kyrie, Skip, come on now.
Okay. I'm tired of Kyrie getting bashed for the intangibles he did not show last year. He still has huge tangibles.
Yeah.
He is a superstar, and don't forget it.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Because he had career highs last year of 24 and 7. He had 7 assists last year. Again, they went 49 and 33. Unfortunately, with him in the lineup, they went 37 and 30 because of what happened his first go-round in Boston. What happened? Right on schedule, he got hurt approaching the playoffs.
Right.
And then they took off without him.
Right.
And it was virtually impossible for him to re-ingratiate himself into that group this year because they're like, we got clear. We got to the fourth quarter of Game 7 of the conference finals without you, right?
Yeah, all that's true, Skip. But when you look at it, they're looking at Kyrie and he's talking to them. but it's almost like he's talking down to them.
Okay,
and
I
it's
got
like
it.
He has a
No,
ring.
he was.
Yeah,
I
And
don't
like,
defend any of that.
you know, he's like, I had to call LeBron, and I'm like, bruh, I see what you was talking about now. They're like, what? You the problem. You keep on talking about you had to call LeBron to try to figure this out. You are the problem, Kyrie.
Okay, just remember, he's only 27 years of age.
Yes.
To me, he's just entering his prime.
Skip, you can't be that moody and be a leader. Skip, you can't go weeks and months without talking to your teammates.
Hey, if you give me a choice in Brooklyn next year and I got Kyrie or I'm going Kyrie. I don't care about whatever happened in Boston happened.
Okay,
He's just such a
what happened
better
to
player.
Cleveland? He brought the same thing to Cleveland, remember? It was reported that he wouldn't talk to his teammate for weeks on end. He took that same, and he didn't want the drama. You know, LeBron, oh my goodness, LeBron had so much drama going on. Oh, man, LeBron, he was a diva, and I don't need that.
Was.
I want to be coached.
Yeah.
He got everything he wanted, Skip.
Yeah. Okay, so it didn't work in Boston. It would work.
It
much
didn't work
better.
in Cleveland either.
Yeah. Cleveland, he just hit Game 7 game-winning shot. That's all.
He
that
said
happened.
it, but he wanted out, so it wasn't working there.
Did they win a championship?
Yes, they did.
Could LeBron have won without him? No.
Could Kyrie have made the playoffs without LeBron?
Well,
no.
Without LeBron?
Without LeBron. Because
With
remember,
that team they had, yeah.
no, because remember, hold on. Because you do remember when LeBron was gone, they got #1 overall draft pick in Anthony Bennett. The next year, they got #1 overall draft pick in Andrew Wiggins.
Yeah.
That's what we know. So they kept getting #1 overall draft pick threat to do what?
I don't know. To win one round of the playoffs?
Oh, what good is that?
Well, it's better than they did last year.
But they ran up
It's
against,
better.
hold on. You told me they ran up against the team that had Joel Embiid, and Joel Embiid was healthy, remember? The monster game that he had after he sat out, and Ben Simmons had that monster game that Joel Embiid sat out.
He sat
so
out.
you told me that Philly, had Joel Embiid been healthy, they might have been the NBA champs.
Joel Embiid sat out a whole game, and
Yeah.
Ben Simmons just owned
Okay.
him, right?
And that's what the Brooklyn Nets went up against.
Okay.
Well, D'Lo says he is open to